Okay, so I'm back here, Robert, once again. Okay, in this video, I will be covering how to run YouTube ads. So if you guys are interested in finding out what's the best way to test YouTube ads, which campaign objectives to actually use, and the best strategies, and keep watching this video. We're going to get into that right now. Okay, so welcome everybody, and you should be able to see my pointer on screen. Okay, so I did a couple crazy things here, like always running YouTube ads. So if you guys don't know how to run YouTube ads, and maybe you're just like kind of confused in the whole thing, or maybe you just really wanted to know what's the best way, does it really work? What happens if you start running all kinds of ads, spending thousands of dollars? Will it work? So this will kind of answer your question a little bit. It's a small budget account. I don't run really big, huge budgets. I mean, somewhat big, but not really compared to some of you out there. So this is just going to be just a little bit of testing, and we're selling online products and we're selling courses online, and you'll see. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I do. I study the data very well, and just because I'm getting a few sales doesn't mean that you're getting a home run. So once you understand that, it kind of makes a lot of sense to you. So one thing I'll say right now, always remember that well, especially me, everyone's going to run ads their own way. But what I do is I run the ads. I don't care if I get sales or not, because a lot of the sales are coming from me doing retargeting ads on YouTube, or I'm retargeting them by email, or let's see, any other way. Pretty much it. Just the YouTube ads that are running are going to retarget them. And again, the emails, when they sign up for the webinars, we're going to retarget them there, and that's where the main sales come in. So and the reason why I don't mind wasting money on ads, even if you don't get sales, is because a lot of people think, well, what if they don't sign up for a webinar? It doesn't really matter, because as long as they viewed the video, you can retarget them, and that's all you guys need. So that's what we're basically after, and that's how you create retargeting campaigns and lists. So if that makes sense to you, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I just pulled, I didn't want to go back too far. We pulled a little bit past 30 days. Today's the, well, 1 day past, so 1 day past 30. So today's, we're in August 22nd, today's date, 2024, and you can see the calendar here. I just dropped it back to the 21st of June till yesterday. So that's what I'm doing. Let's see, yeah. So we're still spending more money, but I don't want to go into all that. I think this is good enough to give a little bit of training and just show how I basically do it. So we got a lot of impressions, right? That's huge. But we wasted, in my eyes, we wasted a lot of money, because I wanted to prove a point here that a lot of the campaign objectives don't work. You have to use the right one, and we're going to jump into that in 1 second. But let's check this out. Views, 25,000, right? It's huge. And then we have a lot of clicks, 1,200 clicks, 1,200 clicks, and we spent 1,500 bucks. Okay, fine. All right, but now let's look at the data, and then you're going to understand what I'm talking about. But before we do that, what I'm trying to explain to you guys is when you run YouTube ads, you're going to come across this screen like always. And here is where everybody gets confused on the whole entire thing. They're going to say, do I run sales? Do I run leads? Do I run website traffic? Or without a goal guidance? Well, what you're seeing on my screen is all of these. Okay, every single one. Okay, I just did it for the heck of it, because I usually will get a sale somewhere, so it kind of pays for itself usually. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But we always get the views, so I can still retarget pretty much anybody who came across any of these. But I don't recommend that. I mean, that's just crazy to go ahead and just spend money. I know some of you are like, wow, that's just stupid. Well, it's just fun, and it's just for testing and just to see what's happening with all the videos. So you really get to know what's going to happen when you film a new video, a new basic YouTube commercial type video that you're doing. So your YouTube ads, let's just call it YouTube ads. I got one Fiverr professional done video that I'm going to show you too as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this. But I'll tell you right now, before we even get into all this stuff, this is the one, sales, believe it or not, it's sales. I know a lot of people argue with me on that. If you're selling online courses like me, this is what works best for me, is sales, because I am getting the sales through, basically most of the sales are coming through retargeting with the ads, and like I said, the webinars and the, you know, that sort of thing, and emails from the autoresponder. Okay, but the best one is going to be sales, and I'll show you why on the data. It's not going to be leads, it's not going to be website traffic, and it's not going to be this one. Let's just hit on these fairly quick, and we'll jump into the good stuff really quick though. This is for, like I said, for me selling courses and all that, but I also have another online business, which is real estate, and that one works really good for leads, because you get the leads and then you work the leads and they convert to people buying homes, blah blah blah, or leads for other agents. That's what I do here. Okay, I run a couple different businesses, but all you need to know that this still works, but not for me for selling courses right now and products online. No, it's going to be sales. Website traffic is basically what it says there. You're just getting a lot of traffic, but yeah, you could get lucky. I still will get somebody. If I spend a couple grand, I'm going to get somebody who's going to buy a course here and there. But again, it's usually through retargeting. And the reason why I know that, because I have crazy tracking, and I can see where somebody was, where they came from, which link they clicked on, which webinar they went to, so forth. So I have all that down, right? And if you don't have all that crazy tracking set up, you're not going to know where your leads are coming in from. Don't rely on Google to tell you that you got a conversion and this and that, because if it doesn't happen on their watch, then it gets confusing and blah, blah, blah. So I don't rely on that, okay? And campaign without a goal guidance, did a lot of testing on that too, and discovery ads, everything. All right, now let's go into the data. Enough of, I just wanted to show you a few things there. Let's go ahead and start checking out what you guys probably want to know. Okay, so we're going to break down all these clicks here. So here is all the ads, right, that we're basically running. So let's start with the first one here, and that's traffic. So you can see how I name them, CPA. Okay, so a lot of people wonder, like, are you running CPA, or are you running click per view? I do always CPA. I know how to do it. I'm very good at it. There's tricks to it. If you don't know what you're doing with CPA, your ads are going to stall out. They're going to sit there and they're not going to move. I hear that all the time with everybody. I'll touch on that in a second if I remember to go back to that. I should. Okay. So we got the click row lit up now. I'll switch it to view rate here in a second, but let me just move my mouse, because if I hover over, it's just going to make a mess, but you can't really see anything. But look at the money that I spent on a test ad. That's basically, I just want you guys to know, was wasted. $409, right? 400 bucks. I think, if I remember right, I think I got one sale out of the traffic course from retargeting, bounced in from the webinar, hit the autoresponder. 2 weeks later, if I remember, because I track all this, 2 weeks later, we got one sale only from this account, okay, from this ad running. So broke even, right? Because we sell them for $4.97. So still losing, because I think I let it go still for just a little while, because I was just playing around testing. Okay, so, but it doesn't mean that it's totally lost, because you're retargeting still. Next week another sale comes in and it's paid for itself. So that's why you got to look at things. You can't always say, oh, did I lose or what? No, because the money's always in the back end when you do this kind of stuff. So every different marketer that you speak to that runs ads and spends this kind of money, like thousands every week, then they're going to tell you the same. But most people don't do what I'm showing you here. This is just for kind of like the fun of it, for the video, just to prove a point, what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so next one down is going to be the leads, which I run those campaigns all the time. Love them, they're great, but it's more for a business that is required to get leads where they're going to convert later to do something. So I spent $222. I got a lot of views. Remember, we're after the views too. So 2,909. Well, versus the top one. If you look at the top one, the traffic ad, that was 6,000. So that's still good, and we got a lot of clicks. But just because you get clicks doesn't mean anything. Just because you get views, it doesn't mean anything. I need to make sure that I'm selling something. It's basically, I'm looking for the real sale. But again, remember, we're running cold traffic. I'm going to show you the ads somewhat and show you the landing pages here coming up in a second. So hang in there. I got a lot to show you. I just want to show you this, and I'll show you my ad setup somewhat as well. Okay, so the next one is interesting. The third one down over here. I'll just put the mouse in front of it so you guys can kind of see where I'm at. 717. So what it means by no guidance, that means that we're doing without a goal, right? I ran a CPV ad though. You can still do without a guidance. You can still do the conversion ads well. Somebody asked me once, can you do a conversion ad with no guidance? And they didn't think so. Yes, you can. When you click it, you got to look. You have options. Easy to do. Anyhow, CPV, I don't ever do them. I mean, I've done them. I still do them here and there. Sometimes they'll be good for a discovery ad, and yeah, you know, but no guidance. We ran that. We got a lot of views, as you can see. $207 we spent, and the views are way up, and 45 clicks only. So not my favorite one, right? Nothing. Okay, so down here on sales, the next one down, 812, 184 bucks, and we got 1,355 views, and we got 105 clicks. Okay, so that one there, on that one, if I believe it's this one, got another sale. This one, and that came from, again, webinar, hit the autoresponder, came back. That one took 3 weeks, I believe, if I remember right, like almost a whole entire month. Okay, so see, it's not like everybody thinks like, oh yeah, you run YouTube ads and you're gonna get sale after sale. Even if you run super nice landing pages, I mean, I know what I build. I'm not trying to brag about how beautiful my landing pages are, but they're pretty much decent. I mean, I'm a professional builder, so I build all this crazy stuff, which you'll see in a second, so you can be the judge of that. So anyhow, so we're moving along here. We're down at the last one. And if you see search, like there on this one here, that was a search versus that's the audience. That was the search audience, a custom segment. That's all I run, custom segments, if you guys want to know. Custom segment only. I don't do any of the other stuff you can do. The best one that works for me, custom segment. A lot of people do that. A lot of your pros do that. I got a lot of friends in the business, and some of the friends of mine that do this on a larger scale, huge scale. They're running huge YouTube channels, all that stuff. They're doing custom segments as well. That's the only thing that we all run. Okay, so next one down on 816, $148 we spent on that ad. That's a sales ad. Remember, these two are sales. Okay, hopefully I didn't confuse anybody. The last one here was no guide. This is no goal. Now we're back to sales. My favorite ones are these two here, okay, because, and I'll explain that later as we go. Hopefully I'm making sense here. And so that was a search ad, and the next one following the 16th, the one underneath it, that's a purchase. The only difference between the two campaigns is they're same campaigns, same keywords on the custom segment. One was just search and one's purchase. So you always want to do both if you're really trying to get the sales. So these are great. Okay, so eventually if you keep running them, you're gonna eventually, if you got everything set right, then you should get sales. If not, go back and tweak out your landing pages, tweak out your videos. Like me, I'm always changing the videos. I'll give you tips on that later, how I fix what's not working, and then I get the sales. Okay, so at the very top, this is very interesting here. It's a traffic ad, no audience. Let's see what I did here, because I write it down so I know what the heck it was. So it was the very first one on 885. Let me think here. No audience, course creator. Okay, so what that was is there's a way to go ahead and do a custom segment and just like leave it blank. And you're basically putting no audience at all. It's just crazy. And you're running the campaign, and you're just letting it go everywhere. I usually don't do that ever, but I tested it just to see how it does that. I got a couple friends that do it. They swear that it works, blah, blah, blah. It did not really work for me. I didn't get any sales from it. And the reason why is when we look at the data again, if you go down and drop down, not drown, but down and look, you can see that the products that I'm selling, I need them to hit more on the what's it called, the computer, not the desktop. Can't even speak here. The desktop, not the mobile. Okay, if it's a bunch of people on mobile for this product, I know they're just looky-loos and they're never going to buy. Sometimes they will, but it's mainly my buyers are going to come from desktop views. If you got experience with YouTube ads, you can tell YouTube that you only want to target people with desktop. Okay, so I do that too as well. But there's so many different types of ads that I do. I don't want to confuse everybody who's new here, but you can do anything you want. You can tell YouTube to target people with desktop, mobile phones only, whatever. Okay, so that one, nothing. No, I already know just by looking at that. No, I remember all this stuff because I geek out on stuff. It's like crazy. All right, so next one down, 714. A lot of the numbers you see, 714, really doesn't correspond. It's usually sometimes when I built the campaign, but then I'll pause it and then I'll run it again later. So it's not like it ran exactly on that date, but it's close. Okay, so the second one was leads again. CPA, always run those. Okay, 82 on leads, nothing. I didn't get anything on there. No, I got a lot of, well, you can see we spent $82, 1,200 views. So you can be the judge if you think some of these are good, because if you guys are new, then you won't know. But if you have experience, a lot of people will say, hey, the views are good. You know, a lot of people just care about the views because we retarget those views. The views are just like somebody signing up on your webinar and you capturing the email. It's very powerful to us because we can retarget them. I care about the views. Okay, so interesting one after that is 811. Go down, discovery ad. You guys all know what those are, but I ran it a crazy way. I did it with no guidance at all, and you're not going to see clicks on it because it doesn't track that. But I didn't spend that much, 46 bucks on it, and I ran it. It just shot through the money like super fast, and I just stopped it because I knew it was just wasting money. And $6.99 on the views, and of course you don't get clicks because it's just tracking when somebody views, which is good though. So I got a couple people that signed up on the they subscribed to the YouTube channel. That's about it, but no guidance. That was without a goal. Okay, so do I love discovery ads? Yeah, but I don't do them like that. I did it here just for the sake of this video. If I'm going to do a discovery ad, it's going to be on sales. I'm going to use a sales objective, and we're going to go discovery. Yeah, but we're not going to do it with no guidance. I'll talk about some other cool stuff as well. Okay, so underneath that, we're retargeting. I keep my retargeting off if I'm running a bunch of ads. To me, I know those people are still, this is kind of weird to explain, but let me finish with this first and I'll talk about the retarget ad. Don't worry about that because I turned that off and on, and later on then I hit it hard. Okay, so the next one down, leads, CPA, the bottom one, $29 and 444 garbage. You know, to me, no, it didn't work. So let's do the last one here. That's just a little one. That's just another retarget ad that's just sitting around. Okay, I can tell you about. Let me tell you about something else here. Let's go ahead and scroll down here, so you can see. Don't worry about TV screens. That is always off. We always turn off TV screens. What happens is when you set these ads up, you say no TV screens, and sometimes they mysteriously just turn on. And you see this little green thing and you're like, oh, geez, what's TV screens doing on? You have to go in there, turn it off, and then you have to save. So it's interesting that they don't give you the button to turn it off and then save. Just you can tick it off, but you only get that save button when you see it running, and then they give you the save. Kind of weird. I don't know if it's a glitch or what. Or maybe we did just, we fly through these so fast sometimes maybe we didn't turn it off ourselves, so I'm not taking all the blame, for it. Whatever. Not a big deal. We just don't want to advertise on TVs, yet. So the age. So here's what you guys have to look at, like if you guys are wondering. So this whole testing, just so you guys know, I think we're up to only 4 sales, if I remember right. And they come in from, remember how I say it, okay? So they hit the webinar and then they go to the retargeting back. But have I ever got a sale right from YouTube? Yeah, but not on these. No, there's no, and I'm not gonna sit there and tell you that I did. This is how it works. So, and you don't get these sales very quick either, especially if you're running a small budget. This is small. People run, I mean, thousands. I mean, $1,500 is nothing. I usually do $5,000. So my $5,000 campaigns pay for themselves, but it takes a while. Sometimes they're in the red and then they go, up. So it's not as good as everybody thinks. It's why I wanted to do this video and show what's really going on. Okay, so of course you can't turn off display network unless you're inside goal guidance, a bare goal guidance on the, you guys know what I'm talking about, the objective. Okay, but anyhow, here you can see I'm all over the map. I got all ages. We turned off the 18 to 24 usually, but for this product it hits hard at 45 to 65. So you can easily go back if you're looking at your data and saying, well, this is what you should do if you have a product like mine and you see this kind of stuff. You can go back and rerun a sales ad and then put it at 45 age to 65 only, like 45 on up, and you're going to save a lot of money because you're not hitting the 25s and 35s. They're not interested either, and get rid of mobile phones and just go straight here. It's not called desktop, it's called computers. Okay, so we don't want the mobile phones. I'm just wasting a lot here, and I want my ads to totally hit on people who are sitting at the computer, because those are the ones that are fairly interested in that. Let's talk about how I run ads also. I don't like to run in the middle of the week a whole bunch. I'll just leak them out. All these tests were ran in the middle of the week. You should not turn off your ads and then turn them back on, and especially if they're CPA ads, they're going to slow down at 12 o'clock at night. They're going to crawl all the way to 6 or 7 on a small, budget. Sometimes they'll start hitting at 4. It could hit at 3. They'll waste a little money and then go back to sleep, kind of, because they know that we're trying to go to sleep, kind of, if that makes sense, if you're running in the United States. But what I do is, when the weekends come, I run heavy on Friday night, Friday at 6 p.m., Saturday night, and Sunday from 5 or 6 p.m. all the way to 12. I hit it hard, and I mean big. I'll go, well, big for a small budget, $100 or $200 per campaign. But I mean, that's going to burn through your money on a weekend. I can easily spend $700 just running ads, easy. Okay, so we're looking at the return later. Like I always say, I don't expect it now. But the reason why I do the weekends and I do those times, anybody into digital marketing, they're usually done with whatever they're doing in their day. They're relaxing at home, the way I see it, for this type of product. Okay, now let's switch gears just a little bit, and I'm going to show you what I'm actually pushing out, so you guys kind of know what's going on. When they eventually land on the sales page, they have an option, and I'll show you how they get here. So here it's a package deal. They get course creator, they get the templates, and the YouTube ads. Okay, so they get all this stuff. They get to try it out for free here. All these are test drive videos, except for this one. It just tells you what the product is, kind of. But the rest are really test drive videos. It's how I train and all that, blah, blah, blah. So, and it's just, it's a nice, this is my newest updated landing page. Okay, so this one, I went back. So what you basically do is, if you have a landing page and you think there's something you could tweak on it, go ahead and tweak it, save the old one, know what you changed, and blah, blah, blah. But it usually will convert better and start running better, and your view rate's going to go up. I didn't show you the view rate. Let's go back on that really quick. This is very important, because if you guys are running ads, you guys want to do this, and then we're going to click on this one. Here's what's good, and you'll see this here, because a lot of people get low view rates. I just showed you the landing page. Look at these view rates. They're pretty huge. Even a friend of mine's like, how do you get your view rate so high? Well, the videos that I'm pushing out, they have to be interesting. That's where your view rate's going to come in from. Okay, so look at the I don't want to put my mouse on it because it messes up. So I'm going to put it here. We're looking at the top one in 721, the first ad, right? 29% So anything's good over, they say 10, 15, right? But you can see, look at the one at 69. I mean, there's more. I got more here, right? And you can see that all, and they're usually, all of them are always good. But this one's crazy, the one that was a CPV. Even though it was a no goal campaign objective, and it was a CPV, the view weight was crazy. That means people were really watching the video, yeah, because it got a lot of views. So that campaign, which I'll test again, I usually don't, but when you see something like that, just, I'm gonna do my own tweaks and my own thing, and we'll try to do it again a different way. But if we're hitting at 69, that right there will convert. We'll start converting in 3 weeks like crazy. Okay, that's what usually happens when you got something good like that. So you have to know how to look at this stuff and know when to keep it running with a small budget. If you're somebody who's just running like you have money and you could just put you know, 1,500 every day. We're not, you know, I'm not doing that. Then you can totally just let it run and run. And if you put all kinds of money in stuff like what I'm doing, it'll eventually go crazy if you got the money to burn and you can afford to lose and then make it up on the back end or something, if you know what I mean. But on a small budget, we're always watching every little thing, because we don't have that kind of money to go ahead and put all kinds of money and just waste. I got to make sure I'm getting sales. If I don't get enough sales, I'll turn them off. And when I run all these campaigns, I'm basically like in this and like sitting there in front of it on coffee, watching them run. And what I mean by them running, I'm going to show you one little thing here if I can click it just right. It looks like this kind of when they run. They start running and you're all over the map. The little blue dots is people live. And it means that everybody's running around, they're checking out all your pages, they're buying. Right here you can see who's buying. If I get purchases like that will happen there, but I can tell that those purchases are not from the ads because of my tracking. I'm also a ClickBank vendor, so I got people from all over the world selling my own products, not to brag, but I know when those purchases come in, where it came from. Was that ClickBank, or was it somebody else, or was it, you know, was it me doing advertising somewhere else? I'll know because every single URL has its own tracking on it, and I do crazy tracking, as you can tell. So I'll sit there and watch this screen in bed like a strange person and just watch. Now I'm watching, this number is nothing. What you see here will go up to 150 with the money that I'm spending, 50, 100, 200, you know, I mean, it depends what you're spending, and it just, the whole United States will just light up. You got people, every time there's a blue dot, that means that there's somebody on one of your landing pages, your webinar or what, and you can see all the people signing up for your webinar, everybody who watched your webinar, and then all of a sudden they go into the autoresponder. You wake up the next day, you might have a sale, you might have two. So you know it's working, but you really got to go back and you got to start checking your analytics, and you got to see, where did I get the sale? Because when you got a crazy, it's not like a mess I have, you got to make sure you know where your sales are coming in from, or you're going to turn off the wrong ad, or maybe make a new one, and it could just drive you crazy. So it is, you got to have crazy tracking, learn how to do it, and you can be good at this, but it's a lot of like skill and dancing around when you want to do, like, don't do as many crazy ads. There's no reason to do all these crazy ads that don't really do anything anyhow, but they kind of do, because again, retargeting is going to get me a sale eventually. I really don't think I know I wasted a lot of money, but eventually the retargeting will kick in something, because all I need is a couple sales and it's already paid for itself. But I'm just trying to show you it's not as good as everybody will tell you. Oh yeah, you make tons of money. Okay, so we looked at the view rate. Where was I going with this next? Let me double check, make sure that, oh yeah, I wanted to show you ad structure. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Oh yeah, so here is the webinars. If you guys are doing webinars, there's all kinds of ways that you can set up your webinars. If you're gonna send somebody to a webinar, somebody asked me this, so I'll kind of explain it. Somebody who I know, a friend of mine asked me, he's like, oh, how do you do that? But okay, look, this is the webinar page. You want to go to the webinar, they can sign up here and go to the webinar. But look what I did. This is what I call a hybrid webinar. So say they don't want to go to the webinar, they want to just, they've seen enough, they've watched already all the YouTube ads, and you convince them on those, and then they just want to click here. Notice how I put learn more on sales page. I don't want to just say purchase, because then they think it's going to go to a checkout page. They get this and they go straight into here, and I let the sales page take over and sell them. They see all the cool things that are on the sales page. So you want your sales page to do all the selling for you. You don't necessarily want to send them to a checkout page, because there's not really much you can do there but do a checkout. I mean, you could do a lot if you really wanted to, but I mean, you can make it look like a sales page. But I'd rather them go here, and if you can, hit them with another video that's a little bit different, a closing video. So you have to remember, you got promotion videos and you got closing videos. When you can figure out which one's going to do the job for you, fine. But this is a sales page, so it's kind of tricky to put a closing video there, but that usually goes on retargeting. Okay, but not to trick everybody and confuse everybody, but you can see that's where they're going to go. So back to the webinar. So if you run something like this, there's the whole thing there. Okay, that's a on-demand webinar, and that goes right into the auto responder. Does it work well? Yeah, it does. And now you got to make sure you're, see how, because I just updated mine. Your auto response, your webinars, they got to be on point. Make sure that if you're doing all kinds of stuff, make sure that the webinar is really talking about what you guys are doing. Because sometimes even me, I had to go back and look at my webinar going, that was the old webinar. I'm sitting there sending out to thousands of people, and then you're sending out to something that's outdated. Had to refilm a new one, boom. So did I waste a lot of money because you don't update things? Yeah, you got to pay attention and update what you're supposed to do, especially when you get busy and you're just all over the map. So be careful with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at, let's see here. The structure, that's what I was going to show you guys. Okay, this is going to make sense for the people that are new. Even if you got experience, you can tell me how you guys do it. Leave it in the comments. It's going to be interesting. I want everybody's comments this time. Go ahead and light them up. Okay, so YouTube ad structure. Even though it shows this, I didn't do this, which I usually do. Okay, so here we go. You guys all know that people who are new, you got a campaign, then you got your ad groups, and then under the ad group, you're going to run your videos that are connected to the ad groups. Okay, you could do it like this if you want, but I usually run one. Well, sometimes I'll do it just like this, but I'll usually do one campaign with one ad group. I don't know why I do it like that, but I've always done it like that. But you can, I got some that are set up like this. Now, what's going on is, if you read right here, your ad groups are the ones that are going to contain the people who you're targeting, which is going to be your custom segment. So if you notice, I put custom segment purchase. That's anybody who's interested in purchasing that custom segment is set up for that product. Okay, next one. I use also, a lot of people are probably wondering how many custom segments did I test and all that. Only one. I'll go back and run another set of ads with a different custom segment as well. You should always test 5, even 10. Do as many as you can. Just spend the time to build them out right. This is the same custom segment as this one. I just called it number 2, but it's a search. Anybody who searched for stuff online is going to be here. That's how you get your view rate up, and that's how you're going to get your conversions to kick in more on your retargeting. Okay, so, and I try to run 3 to 4 to 5 different ads. You don't really want to run one ad on YouTube, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people nowadays, YouTube is like searched more than anything. So people, just think about it. If you're like me or anybody else, we're always on YouTube. If you keep seeing that same ad and it's that same person, it's great, because in a way, because eventually you're going to say to yourself, well, not that ad again or whatever. And you finally get like curious and like, well, what is it? And you click it, and you just, maybe if you're an affiliate marketer or just a digital marketer, you probably want to check out their landing page and just see their structure. Maybe you want to hear it out just to see, because you just kind of want to see what it's like. Well, what I'm saying is, if you switch the ads and they're rotating, and YouTube's choosing this one, and then they're going to show this one, and they show this one, you're going to see that YouTube knows what they're doing. They're owned by Google, of course, and they're going to show the best ad. But if you don't want Google or YouTube to be in charge of that. You can be in charge of that yourself, and you run the ads that you want to show. There's ways to do that. Or you can let them shuffle them around. So if you put 4 in there, they're going to run. So my setup kind of looks like this, but I was running on one ad group 4 to 5 ads. Okay, then I did another campaign with this one here. It's a total new campaign, so I can just turn off the whole campaign if I want. It's not going to affect this one at all. And if I wanted to change the budget on CPA, I'm running CPA. Remember, usually my favorite one is CPA. On this big test that we just did, no, I got another test coming out. I'm willing to blow $2,000, and we'll see what's going to happen. You know, it's not, hopefully we don't blow it all. Hopefully we make some money back, and we should. We always do. Okay, so here we go. Here's my retarget structure. Okay, this is where the money's made. A lot of people don't understand that. Okay, so again, so we got the 2 segments. We're retargeting videos, and I'm retargeting the whole entire channel. Anybody that goes back to my channel, boom, we're going to hit them up. Okay, so here we go with the ads again. The ads that you want to send out, try to do, you could send out the same ad that maybe they didn't do anything with, and you can retarget them so they'll know it's you. Like, it's always good to have something similar in the ad so they know it's you. Okay, but you can do like, hey, some people do ads. I don't really do them like this a lot, but I'm sure you've seen a ad like when you've been somewhere and it says, hey, I noticed you were on my page, but you forgot to check it out more, or you forgot to go to the webinar. Okay, that's fine. You can do that every once in a while and say some really cool stuff. So be very creative. I'll give that pointer out too. It's be very creative with your retargeting, because most of your money is going to come from your retargeting. And especially make sure that first email that goes out in the autoresponder and the next 5 that follow, even 10, are really hitting home hard, because that's where you need to connect with the people, because they just got done watching you, and hopefully you got everything right. And make sure when you got this big old mess and this big old crazy puzzle going on that everything's working right, because something could break, and you have to have everything perfect, because you're spending thousands on this, and it's so easy. Even happens to me. It usually doesn't, but if it does, I try to correct it right away. So you have to be very careful that something's not broke. All it takes is one link that's broke. Everybody's going to that link, and they can't see anything. Okay, so let's look at some other cool stuff, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. They will actually can go here, and this is the 2 Bads class. So actually anybody here on this video, if you guys are interested and you want to learn how to do what I do and run YouTube ads like a pro, you can go here, and you'll see all the links in the description. Now let me go ahead and show you some of the ads, and you guys will probably know what I'm talking about. So here is some of them here, and you can see that the views here on the numbers are matching what's over here. So we call them hooks. This one was the discovery ad, and you can see that it only hit 728. It got a little more. I mean, it gets a little more people scraggling around here and bouncing off it, you know. But yeah, so your hooks, when you film, I know it's hard to see here, but it's always good where you're filming and half of the screen is you, the products going up and down, and you talking. You can kind of see that here. I don't want to click it because then it's going to go. But yeah, so that's always cool the way I run those ads. Unless I could show you on, yeah, I could probably do it on, I can show you what I mean here in a second, but I don't want to turn it into a video of how to create ads. We'll leave that for another video. But if you can see that there, it's me on the, so you're looking at the screen, and then you'll see me in the upper left-hand corner, and then I got slides going underneath me, or captions, and then on this here is scrolling all the products. Those are the best videos to do. That's the best ones that I get conversions, but I usually don't get conversions till the 2nd week or 3rd week, and even past that. Okay, so that's just me on my own products. Some people will get conversions right away. Okay, we're going to get into that in a second. I just got to remember what I'm saying. I didn't write any of my topics down, so I'm just going whatever comes to my head here, kind of. But anyhow, okay, so commercials here. This one's it's a really nice video, and that's one thing I want to show you guys, how much I'm paying for, let's see here, per okay, let's look here. Here we go here. Watch right here. Keep your eye on this. Okay, the average cost per view on what you're actually paying. Very important when you guys run ads. You don't want to pay a lot of money. You want to pay cents. Now, everybody talks about how do you run ads on YouTube and don't pay a lot of money. Some people will pay through the roof, and it's because they don't have things set up. That's why you really have to know how to get things set up. I like running, when I run ads my way without doing a crazy test like this, it's going to be 5 cents or 3 cents views. That's amazing because I can go ahead and scale up, and it doesn't bother me to spend $3 grand, you know, but I do it slowly, you know, but, you know, anyhow, let's watch right here. Average cost per view here. Let's go ahead and you can see the next one. 2 cents. Look at this. On 13,000 impressions, right? Average cost per view, 2 cents, which is just, I love it. See, you can kind of see the videos here. This is probably an easier way to show you. That's just the thumbnail, but you can see here what I mean. These move up and down. I'm talking over here, and we got the slides. That's what works right now on YouTube. So you kind of got to do what's, you know, working, even though you want to do your own thing. Okay, so 2 cents. I mean, it's crazy. Here is the Fiverr made commercial. I can do these too because I'm really good at Camtasia. I got all this stuff, but I just get lazy and I want other people to do things so I can just concentrate on other things. So I got somebody really good who did this, and we're working on a lot of other stuff. I'm doing other stuff too as well, but anyhow, you want a really strong hitting commercial type, and I might even move this to all the landing pages and just remove me from the landing pages and test that. So sometimes what I'm saying is you might be the person that you have on all your landing pages, and you're like, well, hey, you know, this is what it does. It just only brings in so many sales, and all of a sudden you change the main person that's the host of the whole thing, or what should I call myself, the actor or what, to a real commercial, or maybe a real actor from Fiverr, and then it could do better. So always try to film a couple. That's what we're doing now. We're putting in different actors on some landing pages, and some of those landing pages, which I've tested in the past, that will just do way better than anything I've ever done, because what you're basically doing is it's no longer you. It's like a whole different product. It's got a different person marketing the product for you. It's an actor, a real actor that does things right, and it comes out perfect, and then you start getting more sales. So you got to test all of that stuff, you know, but whatever. Okay, so this is the commercial. The commercial got 6 cents per view. Very good. We ran 12,000 impressions on that one. Here's another one. That's me again. The reasons why these kind of commercials or YouTube ads work good, this one's 5, which is really good too as well, is because I'm actually talking to the people. They know it's me. I'm showing them exactly what's going on. I'm showing them the slides underneath me and the actual product, and I'm just giving them what they really want to hear. So if you can really show the actual product, sometimes I show inside the membership the actual training, how they could learn and how it works. They're blown away, and then yeah, you can get a few sales. There'll be a sale. It's always gonna come in. I always like to tell everybody, just because you get a sale when your ad's running, it doesn't mean like, oh, that's it. That's the best one. We're gonna stick with that one. I just call it getting lucky, because you could still run that thing and spend $1,000 more and you don't get any sales, but then you'll get 3 more sales later in retargeting, like always. So you gotta watch what, you know, goes on. Okay, so here we go again. Let me go ahead and click this again. 8 cents on this one, and I was running webinar. I don't even know what I was doing here. Let's see. Let me read it so I know. Running a hook. See you inside 3-step. Yeah, I was running. I was running the actual landing page, I think. I don't even know. But anyhow, I have to look at it more. This was going to the webinar, but for some reason it's just showing that this is not what was running. It was going to the webinar. So they would see a video and it goes to the webinar. Got it. Okay, 8 cents. 8 cents kind of high, but not really bad. This one's high, and this is what I'm talking about. This is my favorite way to run. If it's going to be me, this is why I do the videos. You know, amazing. This will bring in the sales, 7,000 impressions, 184 bucks only. I mean, we're not spending a lot. So if you guys get anything out of this, what I'm trying to show you guys, we're getting tons of impressions, tons of views, tons of clicks for really low amounts of money. Okay, super low, and including the cost per views. 14 cents on that, kind of high, but that's the sales. That's the best one. I always get somebody will convert eventually from there as well. Okay, so impressions here, 13. This is another one. This is my newest one. This was my best one because I know when I filmed this, I did not make all the mistakes that I usually do. This one was the one I was on point. I wrote everything down. Boom. I hit it perfectly. I didn't screw up at all, and I told everybody to go to the webinar. Main thing you want to do is you're running a webinar, show the webinar page, tell them go here, click the button. It really helps a lot. Okay, so 4,000, almost 5,000 impressions, 148 bucks. 13, kind of high, but I got a couple sales out of that. Let's see, and that's the last one, I think. But what I could say is, if we go back here, look at the money that was spent, and then keep your eye. I got to move my mouse. I'm going to put my mouse right there. The first one. Look at the cost row. Look at the cost row, then look at the view row. Okay, so you can see when you're spending 400 bucks, kind of a lot. Yeah, you know, we're not rich here, so yeah, 400 bucks. You know, but I'm still spending low amounts of money and getting high view rates. High. They're not charging me a lot per view. Not, you know, that's great. And so everything is like not cheap. I don't like using that word, but at a low cost. Okay, so and all of them are doing the same exact thing. Okay, so the ones that don't have a big huge rate, it's just I didn't want to run any more ads. I just wanted to wait because what I do is then I turn on the retargeting ads and I push those on the weekend. Sometimes I'll just run if I hit it hard through the middle of the week, which I normally don't, then I'll do retargeting only usually, but usually I get bored and I'll turn on an ad and that. But here's what came to me. I'm sorry, I just didn't write everything down. Your scheduling, when you want to do ads, I'm going to do another video and I'll show you how I actually do it. But you can schedule your ads. You just have to do it the correct way. Okay, so you don't want to turn off your ads off and on. You want to make sure that you have scheduling on. So they will actually come on when you tell it to and go to sleep when you want them to. Come on. That's the best way to do it. Because if you're turning your ads off and on, Google doesn't like it. It gets confused. Your algorithm gets all messed up. And I believe it really messes it up. That's why all these test ads here, I didn't want to do that. But they were all turned off and on. I left some on so they would get better conversions. But it still messes them up. Not really what you guys want to do. Okay, let me show you something else here. See what we got left here. I think I told you what I'm looking for, and I always know your product. I was looking for desktop views. Those are the best ones to convert what I'm selling. And if you see your data, and then I'll leave you guys here. Here, this is very important. You can turn around and change this. So you can change your ads. So if I wanted to hit on the PC only computers, don't worry about TV screens. You never want that on. If you see it on by accident, turn it off. Okay, and then you want to only run ads to the correct age group. Your cost, you're not going to get as many clicks, but when you do get those clicks, you're going to notice something. I notice it all the time. I don't get a whole bunch of clicks when I really narrow down, but the people that do the clicks are signing up for the webinar, and then I got their email and I'm instantly retargeting them. Give it 2 weeks and I usually can tell. I look back, when did that person sign up? They signed up that time they came through came through my landing page, the webinar from YouTube, and they purchase. So you have to watch all that stuff and then you understand it. So it's crazy to watch all the stuff and understand it, but once you guys do, it will start making sense to you. So that's how you blow 1,500 bucks. And did it pay for itself? Yeah, but I mean, it's just starting to, and it's already a month. We were in the red still, and then now it's picking up. I don't know if it's time in the year or what, but it could surprise you. So we still have tons of people that came into our retargeting list. It grew like crazy, as you can tell by all the views. So those people could still do purchases. I just updated a bunch of stuff. I just sent everybody another updated webinar. So usually we'll get a couple more sales. So all you need usually to make money on something like this is get a couple sales, and to make a profit, you're going to need usually on this, to get a good, profit is 10 sales, and usually that will happen if you stay on the same campaign. Don't turn it off and on, and run it heavy on. This is what I do. This is what works for me. I don't run that heavy on the week. I just leak it through very little, $20, $30 here and there, like every other day, or sometimes I'll go 3 times a week only. Weekends come, I hit it hard, and then it works. Okay, and then you'll get 10 to 15 sales, probably about I would say in the 6 weeks from all those ads that you ran. If you look at your data, those sales, because you're going to get mixed up with your other sales that you basically have, so you have to make sure, where did those sales come from. You'll notice that it's the people that came in, usually, if you stayed on top and your autoresponders were going. You guys know what I mean. You got to have it really down. But are you going to get millions of sales? Well, I haven't yet. I mean, I do a lot of testing. This product's pretty new. Actually, it's new to the YouTube ads. It's already going over a year old, but we've done so many changes to it, so it's almost like a brand new product again. But anyhow, it should work good. We're looking to really boost in the sales like crazy, and having it doing well. But anyhow, hopefully you guys liked this video. And if you did, don't forget to leave it in the comments. Tell me what you think of all this crazy stuff. I'm hoping that I did explain everything the way that you guys wanted to know. I'll do other videos on how I set up some stuff. But if you need help with learning YouTube ads, you have a question or something, send it over, or click the links in the description. And what else? And ring the bell, or there you go, ring that bell. All right, you guys. Have a good Friday night. Can you believe it's Friday night? I'm here geeking out, doing videos like always. The life of a digital marketer. All right, you guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your YouTube ads. It does work. You just got to give it time. Okay, see you on the next one. Subscribe to the channel if you're still there. That's right. Okay. All right. See you later. Still watching? Come on. All right. See you guys.